I am Jesse King.
I'm Charles King. I am connected to the HD community by my mother, who was the first one in our family to be diagnosed with HD back in, I believe, 2013, early 2014. She'd been sick for a few years at that point, 3 or 4 years, but no one could really figure out what was wrong with her because, again, typically people look for the family history and we just didn't have it there. So she was diagnosed with it, and then my father broke the news to us, and my brother and I both chose to get tested after that, and I found out that I am gene positive as well. And so that's really what got us linked into the community was my mother being diagnosed, and then obviously my potential future diagnosis of it was really what tied us together to it. And then at that point, we decided to look for ways to give back, and we did a little charity event on our own and tried to donate to the HDSA, the local chapter, and then once we got hooked up with them, we started doing more and more with the group, and now I'm the treasurer and Jesse is the president of the local chapter.
Simply doesn't have enough awareness. Every time I ask someone if they have any idea what Huntington's disease is, they've vaguely heard of it from some television show, but really have no idea. There's no way to raise funding. There's no way to get the research that we need without greater awareness. We actually drove around for a while with magnets on our car that said, "Ask me about HD." And it is shocking how many people rolled down their windows at stoplights and in, fast food drive-throughs and asked us what Huntington's disease is. It's a disease that people can easily sympathize with, even if they have no idea what it's like to have Huntington's. And people become extremely passionate about it once they're aware of it, and just having that awareness out there, getting more people dedicated to the cause is the only way that we're going to find a cure. Just to absolutely never give up hope. It can seem, especially from our stance, a gene positive stance, where we are just kind of looking and waiting for the future. There's really no other option for us other than to believe wholeheartedly that there will be a cure within the next couple of years, because there's just not another option. The only way to deal with this horrific disease is just to constantly challenge it with hope.
And I guess just maybe to add to that, keep fighting. There's always going to be things that are challenging. One thing that we were very adamant about was not passing it on to a future generation. And it took us several years and lots of tries and all sorts of different ways of going about it. But we eventually did end up having our HD-free son, Harry. He's 14 months. And it took a lot of effort. We had to keep working hard at it, but we never gave up, and we tried really hard, and that I think is really important for people in the HD community.
One of the greatest strengths that we draw from is the HDSA, finding this community of people that understand what Huntington's is and what it's like to live with this burden, whether you have the disease or you're waiting for the disease, or someone you're personally connected to that has the disease. Finding others that understand has, honestly, truly helped us get our minds right. It was a little bit of a spiral when we first, found out the news and tried to get a handle on what we were going to do. And the HDSA Georgia chapter has really been a lifesaver for us.